For many years, scientists have been changing our world. With their inventions, our lives have changed. For those inventions, there are protections under patents, but now there's something new that you can get patents for: living things. Now, plants and animals are considered inventions, and according to how stuff works, there are 47,000 patents on the genetic material of living things. The question is, are plants and animals living things? Today, I'm going to speak to you on why we shouldn't consider plants and animals patents under the U.S. Patent Office. The Telegraph reported on a sheep named Dolly, who got her DNA from a separate sheep, so she is considered invention under the U.S. Patent Office. Is this really considered an invention? It's not. And for other doctors and scientists, this is an unfair advantage because only a small handful of doctors and scientists get control of these plants and animals that are cloned today. This is unfair for them, as this should be open to every single doctor and scientist who could just make the same thing as easily. For at least half a century, scientists have been making genetically modified plants and animals, and has been used by many farmers. According to the AAVS, there's at least 660 patents on animals, with even more on plants, which is an insane amount. And many of these are on animals such as pigs or plants such as corn and soybeans. And many of them are controlled by a company named Monsanto. Monsanto has a lot of power over these plants and animals, and it's starting to put a strangle on local farmers and even large farms. And it's making it more difficult every day due to loyalty fees and all this. And most farmers can't afford it, so many of them go into debt, and some even are shut down. This is an unfair system that must be looked at, and Food Inc. even tried to stop it with their documentary, but that didn't even help. This is a serious problem that needs to be looked at, and if it's not sooner or later, most plants and animals may be under the ownership of companies like Monsanto and Pioneer. I've spoken about Food Inc. earlier on in our video, but I'm going to speak on them more now. In their documentary, they spoke about things such as how companies such as Monsanto have had total control over farmers. Now, this control on farmers isn't a surprise because patents can have that kind of power. And when you have control on things such as pigs and corn and soybeans on certain types, it causes major problems for these farmers due to having to pay things such as loyalty fees. Now, all at the same time as the loyalty fees, they're not allowed to keep their seeds, as stated by Food Inc. And when that happens, they have to keep paying again and again and again for their seeds. Now, Monsanto is using this, and so these farmers won't be able to use the seeds for themselves again, but instead they'll have to pay for it. This is an unfair system, and it's almost having Monsanto or even other companies like Pioneer to control the entire market, which is really unfair for these farmers who could go broke. Yes, anything with a cell line can be a patent. However, it cannot be a naturally occurring process. Yes, and if you want to get a patent outside the United States, you'll have to get patents from that country alone. It depends on what kind of patent you want, but for a living thing, the patents last for about 20 years, and it's possibly be able to renew. For a long time, Patents were just used for technology, mechanics, and anything that was invented, but now that has changed to a certain extent. Plants and animals are being considered patents under the U.S. Patent Office Class 800, and farmers are struggling underneath it with loyalty fees and fines and suing, and they can't survive under it. So, how is a pig a patent? Or how is corn a patent? If you don't consider these patents, then join me in saying no against Class 800 of the Patent Office. Thank you.